Thank you for coming to Politics and Life. This is Jordan. I hope all my Freedom Loving Patriots are having such a blessed day. If you wouldn't mind, please like, comment, and hit that subscribe button below. Today we're reacting to a clip that was released today. One of our favorites, Michael knows. In this clip, he is demolishing a trans man who is pretending to be a woman. We know you can't switch genders. That's just biology. Her name, or I should say his name, is Blossom. He gets triggered within the first minute, and you will see the party of acceptance and tolerance isn't so accepting and tolerant as long as you don't agree with them 100% of the time. Let's get it started, y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
It leads to rapes. No.
Hi.
Hello.
Blossom. She, her, hers powerhouse.
Blossom Powerhouse. Lovely to meet you.
Yes. Go ahead. I want to know your ideology around transgenderism, something that doesn't exist. It just sounds more like conservative propaganda. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about what you're trying to.
Starting right off the bat, she's already saying it's conservative propaganda. What exactly is propaganda from the right side? What, biology? Now it's just propaganda saying that you can't switch your genders, which is a fact, by the way, because if you could, then men can give birth, which we all know that's just not a fact. It's not realistic, and we don't want to dance around and play patty cakes with these little kids that are pretending to change their genders. That's just not okay. And we're not going to do that because we are on the side of science and true biology.
Communicate.
Okay, I think for all of history everywhere, people have understood the human person to have something to do with his body. So like your body has something to do with who you are. Now there is an alternative view, which is called Gnosticism. It's a view that our bodies don't really have anything to do with who we are, that the body is maybe even evil, and that our true selves have no connection to our bodies. And I see in the transgender ideology a kind of Gnosticism that says that you could look like a man, you could have a man's genetics, you could have a man's genitals, you could have a man's everything. But if you feel on some deep level that you're really a woman, then you are really a woman. And I don't think that's true. And I think that the social effects of that are really bad.
And the saddest part is people who might have a mental disorder, got picked on as a kid or sexually abused as a kid, is the type of people that these teachers that are doing these woke studies or these businesses that are pushing it as well, go after people like that who may need to just speak to someone or talk to a doctor or go speak to someone about your personal issues or your childhood. And they target these people and they say, hey, you're not in the right body. Here's some pills, or here, do this, even though it's not based on biology at all. And it's sad because there is no long-term studies at all. I'm going to leave it like that because YouTube, anytime you start talking about doctors, science, and drugs, they will block you or ban you. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's my opinion. Leave the kids out of it. Do what you want when you're an adult. Just don't push your beliefs on other people.
Because it leads to the depriving women of their legitimate rights. In some cases, it leads to rapes, notably in the last few years. And it also leads to women losing their sports competitions and their scholarships. And it's just disordered and false. And it also leads to more people adopting this identity, which leads to very high rates of anxiety, depression, and suicide. So it's bad for everyone, and it's not grounded in reality.
Oh, I don't even think you understand.
She is so triggered, and you're about to hear it because that's going to be the last time he's going to be able to fully get a thought across, because she's so triggered right now and mad because he came with facts and biology. Also, I want to push on the woman's part, not getting a fair treatment. I couldn't imagine, now that I'm dating, my girlfriend has kids, a man pretending to be a woman going into the bathroom while she's using the restroom. Young girl, man you don't know, pretending to be a woman just because he likes to play dress up. You don't know where these people are. All I see is a lot of pedophilia in this movement. You see these parades where they have these fetish centers with kids around, drag queen story hour. It doesn't look good. Like, if you're looking at it from an outside perspective, from a conservative perspective, we don't like this stuff. It looks like a circus to me. I'm sorry. And I mean, you see these little pride events in San Francisco Bay Area, very woke state cities, and they are pushing it to the limits. They are being nude in front of kids while children are present. I mean, I've seen these fetish pools where they're peeing on each other with kids around. This is not okay. It's disgusting. It should be in your own household where this stuff happens. Also, never around children, but they are involving the kids. And that's why I have a huge problem with this ideology, because they target the kids at a young age, and that is never acceptable.
Understand what you say sometimes. I don't think you even understand what you say, because when we talk about these rape cases of women in the restroom, they're coming from cis men like you. So let's
What?
be very clear.
No,
where
no,
it's
that's
coming
not
from.
true. In
Oh,
20
it's very-
No, actually, the last few years we've been hearing about all these prison inmates that have been knocking up women because they are saying they're transgender when they are really indeed, in fact, men, and they are raping these women and impregnating them. So that's just false, easily proven false.
2021.
Excuse me, do not interrupt a black
Well,
trans woman when she's
I'm
speaking.
just trying to
Do
correct
not
you.
interrupt
Well,
a
I would
black
never,
trans woman
I
when
would,
she's
I would
speaking.
never
No,
interrupt
no,
a black
no,
woman.
No, thank you.
You made
Here's the thing about me.
He said, "Don't interrupt a trans black person while they're speaking." While she won't let him even respond. This person's hideous and ugly inside and out.
Black trans woman. I am not a threat to cis women, and I think it is harmful that you are going around here spewing that rhetoric, weaponizing this rhetoric against trans people.
Weaponizing facts.
Transgenderism does not exist. We as trans people exist. We are 1% of the population, and there's a lot of power in the trans identity because you are sitting here spewing something to me that doesn't really
I'm not
exist.
spewing anything. I'm just stating facts.
I
Plainly.
have lived experience.
Wow.
You don't, and you never will. But I do have.
So because she lives in this fake outraged body there, she pretends to be a woman, which she's not. That means everything she said is true over what he says, which is fact, by the way. And I mean, we have plenty of examples. All you got to do is go on Twitter and search of these wannabe women or wannabe men who are pretending to be the opposite sex, actually hurting, attacking, or taking advantage of a woman. Let's say a man taking advantage of a woman or a younger woman. This has happened in schools, in prison system, in sports, in locker rooms. This is disgusting that a single brainwashed lib can defend this when it's so easy to find the proof and the facts.
I have lived experience.
What if one of your
I'm alive.
what if one of your kids came out as trans? How would you
God
react
forbid.
to that?
I mean, I would obviously love my children, and I
Okay.
would try to do what's best for my children. And the best thing that I could do to be respectful and also to be conducive to their flourishing
Mhm.
is to tell them the truth, which is that they're not really girls.
Oh, come
Exactly.
on. I can't even imagine your relationship with your children. No shade.
It's great. That's a great
I
relationship
just
with my
cannot even
children.
imagine.
So then next what he does is attacks him and his family and the type of father he is, because the father right there is living by facts and science and biology. So then she's going to attack him as a man and his relationship with his kids. This is a disgusting human being, mentally unstable human being on the right.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
But here's the reality. We exist. Again, people like you do not have the intellectual capacity to hold conversations like this because in a minute you're going to reduce this down to genitalia, and then we're going to have to shift it somewhere else because obviously
No, in
people
a
like
minute-
you, that's where they go, right?
In a minute, what I'm going to do is correct something you said. When you said that
Go ahead.
the rapes that have occurred in these bathrooms are cis men.
White cis men, I should say,
Yeah,
actually.
that isn't true. Loudoun County, 2021, the big case that actually ended up flipping the state was because there was a boy who wore a skirt, went into the girl's bathroom and raped a girl in a particularly hideous way. And you know what happened? Hold on, don't cut me off. You said you
A
wouldn't.
cis boy. It was not a
What does this even mean, this cis nonsense? Let's get back to actual men and women. This is what I'm talking about. When you let kids run the system, they make up all these fake little pronouns that these idiots just love to bring up. Cis man, cis non-binary. What? Let's just say man and female, just because this dude who wants to be a woman, hideous looking woman, I'd say at that most. Oh, this is so cringe.
trans woman. All y'all do
I don't
is
think
go back to cis boys. You're always talking
He-
about cis boys.
he was wearing-
I don't understand
he was
the
wearing-
fascination
he-
with trans bodies and what's happening in the bathroom. It is mostly happening.
I think
from
you're
white,
filibustering
cis
because you
men.
don't want me to tell you what happened in the
filibuster
bathroom.
who?
Me. I think you're filibustering
child,
me.
no.
I think that you're distracting from the fact that a boy wearing a skirt in a girl's
A
bathroom
boy,
raped a girl.
but not a trans woman.
Well, there's no such thing as a trans woman.
Oh, yes,
so
it is. You're
that's
looking at one right now.
I'm looking
You're
at.
looking at me
I'm
right
looking
now.
at
with lived experience.
I'm looking
with
at a.
lived experience.
I'm-
You are looking at a trans woman who has been transitioning for over 20 years, who
Yeah.
has lived experience.
Yes,
You're talking to
but
an
your
activist here.
but your
You're
identity
talking to a
is not
debater here.
grounded
You're
in
talking to somebody
reality.
that's extreme. Oh, I am reality.
I'm not really talking to
In your
anyone because
head,
you
I'm
keep
not.
talking over
in
me.
your head, I'm not, but I am in reality.
Yeah.
I'm here in front of you right now talking to you.
You're confused
Because-
about.
This man pretending to be a woman is a disgusting human being, inside and out. The fact that they got triggered by him bringing up a situation, which he said doesn't happen, of an innocent kid being raped. And what did they go straight to? Attacking him. I cannot stand ugly people like this. hideous inside now.
About your
No,
identity.
you are confused
I'm not
at the fact that you don't really have
So
any
ugly.
talking points right now because
Then why aren't you letting me
You
speak?
really don't.
If I have nothing to say,
Take me
why
on
aren't
your
you letting
show.
me
Put me
speak?
on your show.
I-
How about that?
Then it
No.
would become
How
your
about
show,
that?
I think.
Oh, yeah, I should have a show. I
Yeah.
should have a show.
In
No.
Go ahead.
2018, there were 2 rapes in bathrooms, and one in Wisconsin, one in Georgia.
From men.
Also
Cis
because
men
of the
say it.
transgender identity.
But say it, cis men.
If you're
Cis men.
if you're going to describe a boy who wears a skirt and goes into a girl's bathroom
No, you
as
are.
a cis man, no, I didn't.
No, you are. This is the example that you run to. Past that, you have nothing.
I've just given you 3
have
examples.
nothing.
I've given you 3
You have
examples in
nothing.
recent years.
You don't. You've
Well,
been
that's
struggling this entire
news to
time.
me. Have I?
Yeah, you have.
I think
And I love
the
it.
trans lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Bye. Goodbye.
Perhaps I'll see you on my show.
Yes, invite me.
Michael, please don't invite this hideous looking man on your show because people like this do not need a platform. They deserve to be rotten away somewhere. I just cannot stand dudes that act like, that pretend to be women like this, just hideous inside and out. We don't need people like this in our country at all. Since you hate America, since you hate the foundations of America, go somewhere else and play that woke shit somewhere else because majority of grown-ass adults, we don't have time for these little kid circus games over here. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the clip. I'm sorry it was very cringe, but I think the public needs to be aware of what is being taught to these people. And that right there, wow, my mind is just blown that people think that way. Anyways, I love you guys. Peace. Have a great night.